Welcome to the first part of our new adventure, Tilly and Toto's Lunar Rescue Mission. As you might have noticed, this is also our 100th episode. Wow, what an incredible milestone. We've had so many amazing adventures with our friends from the Whispering Woods, met some wonderful new characters, and learned lots of valuable lessons along the way. All this wouldn't have been possible without you, so thank you for being on this journey with us. It really means a lot. And now let's get started with our special episode. Soft, magical background music fades in. Narrator. Once upon a time, on a quiet hill, just beyond the sleepy forest, lived Tilly, the kind-hearted storyteller, and her little friend Toto, the curious raccoon. One day, while playing hide-and-seek among the sunflowers, they stumbled upon a shimmering field of moonstones. These weren't ordinary stones. These were moonstones. They sparkled with an otherworldly glow, shifting through all the colors of the rainbow. "Oh, look, Toto," Tilly whispered, her eyes wide with wonder. "These stones are just like moonbeams captured in solid form." Toto carefully picked one up, turning it over in his paws. "Do you think they came from the moon?" he asked. Tilly smiled, her eyes twinkling. "Who knows, Toto? Magic is everywhere. If we look closely, perhaps a little bit of it lies within us too." Toto giggled and tossed the stone high in the air. It shimmered and spun, then landed at his feet, and suddenly, whoosh! A swirl of sparkling dust rose from the stone. It danced and swirled around them until plink. A tiny sparkle landed softly in Toto's paws. It looked like a piece of the moon itself. But something wasn't right. "It's glowing," Toto gasped. "But it's cracked." Tilly knelt down beside him, her brow furrowing with concern. "My dear Toto," she said softly, "this isn't just any stardust. This is part of the moon crystal, a magical gem that keeps the sky calm and full of dreams." Toto's eyes widened in surprise. "The moon crystal," he repeated. "But how did it break?" Tilly stroked his head gently. "I don't know, Toto," she admitted. "But if the moon crystal is damaged, that could bring darkness to the skies and nightmares to the land." Suddenly, the sparkle in Toto's paws began to fade, dimming like a flickering candle. "We have to do something," Toto exclaimed, his voice filled with urgency. Tilly looked at him, her eyes shining with determination. "Yes, Toto," she said. "There's only one thing to do." She took the sparkle in her hand, closed her eyes tight, and whispered, "Take me to the moon." Then she opened her eyes, and whoosh, she and Toto found themselves soaring high above the clouds, flying straight for the moon. The closer they got, the more cracks they saw spreading across its surface. The moon wasn't shining as brightly as it usually did, and dark wisps were starting to drift across its face. Tilly's heart sank. "Oh no," she whispered, realizing how serious the situation was. "If the moon falls into darkness, the whole world will be affected." Toto snuggled close to her, his normally playful eyes filled with worry. "Don't worry, Tilly," he said, trying to sound braver than he felt. "We'll fix the moon crystal and make everything all right again." Just then, they heard a loud rumble echoing from inside the moon. Something was stirring in the darkness. Whatever it was, it didn't sound friendly. "What was that?" Toto squeaked, hiding behind Tilly. Tilly took a deep breath, trying to calm both herself and her little friend. "I don't know," she admitted, "but we'll find out soon enough." With that, she reached out a hand to steady herself and braced for what came next. The rumbling grew louder until suddenly the ground beneath them shook violently. A massive crack split the sky, and from it emerged a shadowy figure. Its eyes glowed like embers, and its voice echoed with a terrifying power. "Who dares disturb my slumber?" it boomed. Toto trembled beside Tilly, burying his face in her cloak. Hello?" Tilly said hesitantly. "My name is Tilly, and this is my friend Toto. We just wanted to ask if you could help us fix your crown." The shadowy figure let out a booming laugh that shook the very foundations of the moon. "Fix my crown," it echoed. "You puny earth dwellers don't understand the power you're dealing with. My crown is beyond repair. When I reclaim it, the earth shall know only eternal darkness." Oh, with that, it lunged toward them, its shadowy tendrils reaching out like grasping claws. "Da!" "Run, Tilly!" Toto cried, pushing her away. "I'll hold it off as long as I can." Without hesitation, Tilly turned and ran as fast as she could, dodged and weaved through the rocky landscape, desperate to escape the creature's grasp. She didn't dare look back. but she could hear the creature's enraged bellows echoing behind her. "Can't escape me, Tilly," it roared. "No one can resist the power of the Shadow King." Suddenly the ground beneath her feet crumbled. Tilly gasped and tumbled down into a deep chasm. She landed with a thud, the wind knocked out of her lungs. As she lay there catching her breath, she noticed something strange. The rocks around her were glowing with a soft, ethereal light, and in the distance, she could hear the faint strains of beautiful music. Hope surged through Tilly, and she struggled to her feet. She had to keep going. She had to find a way to stop the Shadow King. Just then, she saw it. A tiny trail of glowing paw prints leading through the rocks. Without hesitation, Tilly followed the trail, Toto's worried voice echoing in her ears. "Tilly, be careful," he called. "The Shadow King is almost here." The trail led her deeper and deeper into the glowing caverns, until she came to a clearing.
Ow.
And there in the center was a sight that took her breath away. A magnificent waterfall cascaded down a sheer rock face, its waters sparkling with an otherworldly light. And at the base of the waterfall she found the source of the beautiful music, a group of tiny, ethereal creatures unlike anything she had ever seen before. They were like tiny fairies with gossamer wings and bodies that shimmered with all the colors of the rainbow. And in their midst stood a majestic unicorn, its horn glowing with a soft golden light. The unicorn turned, and Tilly gasped. It was Star Swirl, the legendary guardian of the stars. Tilly's heart raced as she realized she was in the presence of a true legend. "Star Swirl," she whispered, "I need your help." And so Tilly explained everything to Star Swirl, telling her about the broken moon crystal and the nightmarish Shadow King. Star Swirl listened patiently, her golden eyes filled with wisdom and compassion. "I see," she finally said, her voice like the tinkling of bells. "The Shadow King has used his powers to corrupt part of the moon crystal, plunging the moon into darkness and bringing nightmares to the land. Only the pure light of the silver horn can banish his shadows and restore balance to the skies." Tilly's eyes widened in understanding. "So you're saying I need to use the silver horn to fix the moon crystal?" she asked. "Indeed," Star Swirl confirmed. "But be warned, Tilly, the journey to the heart of the moon will be perilous. You must be brave and trust in the magic within you." Tilly took a deep breath, steeling herself for the task ahead. "Thank you, Star Swirl," she said, her voice trembling slightly. "I won't let you down." And with that, she approached the waterfall and stepped through. Now it's time for a very important question. What do you think Tilly will do when she reaches the heart of the moon? Will she be able to fix the moon crystal and save the day? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more magical adventures. See you in our next story.